Hello everybody, Dartt here, and I'm sure a lot of us by now have noticed that Blizzard has posted a response to the community's outcry over Nostalrius being shut down, and as I kind of thought it would, it came in the form of a blue post by J. Allen Brack, who, if you don't know, a few years ago at BlizzCon, whenever the subject of Legacy Servers was originally raised, was the person who said, you think you want it, but you don't. And a lot of people took that as sort of a Jedi mind trick kind of thing. But there is some truth to what he said. The way World of Warcraft's code is updated comes in a series of patches. Basically, you've got one series of programming overriding an earlier set of programming, rather than going back and physically changing that. Basically, they're just writing over it. So if you were to go back and take the vanilla code for Warcraft or programming, it would actually still have all the same bugs and problems. I'm kind of off on a tangent here. Let's go ahead and look at the meat, the nuts and bolts of this reply, see what it says and see what it doesn't say. Alright. We wanted to let you know that we've been closely following the Nostalrius discussion, and we appreciate your constructive thoughts and suggestions. Alright. Our silence on this subject definitely doesn't reflect our level of engagement and passion around this topic. We hear you. Many of us across Blizzard and the WoW dev team have been passionate players ever since Classic WoW. In fact, I personally work at Blizzard because of my love for Classic WoW. Fair enough. We have been discussing classic servers for years. It's a topic every BlizzCon, and especially over the past few weeks. From active internal team discussions to after-hours meetings with leadership, this subject has been highly debated. Some of our current thoughts. Why not just let Nostalrius continue the way it was? The honest answer is, failure to protect against intellectual property infringement would damage Blizzard's rights. This applies to anything that uses WoW's IP, or intellectual property, including unofficial servers. And while we've looked into the possibility, there is not a clear legal path to protect Blizzard's IP and grant an operating license to a private server. And that's something I've kind of said from the start. There's no way they could let Nostalrius live and keep their rights intact. It was kind of a foregone thing. It was bound to happen. Now, whether or not they could actually license Nostalrius and bring them in under Blizzard's umbrella, that's a little less clear. I'm not sure if there's kind of a death by a thousand cuts kind of thing going on with Blizzard's legal prerogatives if they were to grant such a license. There's too much there that I don't know and I'm not an expert at, so I can't really weigh in on. Moving on. We explored options for developing classic servers, and none could be executed without great difficulty. If we could push a button and all this would be created, we would. However, there are tremendous operational challenges to integrating classic servers, not to mention the ongoing support of multiple live versions for every aspect of WoW. That's reasonable. So what can we do to capture that nostalgia of when WoW was first launched? Over the years, we have talked about a pristine realm. In essence, that would turn off all leveling acceleration, including character transfers, heirloom gear, character boosts, recruit a friend bonuses, WoW token, and access to cross-realm zones, as well as group finder. We aren't sure whether this version of a clean slate is something that would appeal to the community, and it's still an open topic of discussion. Okay, that's kind of an important thing to consider. Now, if you're going to go back to vanilla, virtually all of these things would be either completely unworkable, out of place, or would work against what you're trying to do in the first place. And there's one potential thing that I would really prefer to keep, and that would be the group finder. And I'll tell you why. I started back during Burning Crusade, and even back then, trying to find a group was horrible. The group finder and raid finder features are, in my opinion, one of the best things that's come about in WoW in years. Now, say what you will, you can make the argument that all it does is pander to filthy casuals and the like. I wouldn't consider myself a filthy casual by any stretch of the imagination. It just makes life easier. It helps bring people together. The counter argument is that people don't have to join guilds, and they don't have to form tight-knit in-game communities in order to tackle content. Even on the best of days, there's some content that some of the better guilds out there cannot do. Right now, there are top-end guilds that struggle to get 20 people together to do Mythic Hellfire Citadel. So I don't think that getting rid of the group finder would be a good thing. Okay, I've talked that to death. Let's go on here. Some of these things, like I said, are simply out of place, like character transfers, cross-realm zones. You're not going to do that if you've only got one server or one type or one server of that type. It just simply makes no sense. Heirloom gear, character boost, refer a friend or recruit a friend. Just simply no. Those would be out of place. You're not going to want to give somebody heirloom gear or character boost and send them into vanilla WoW, where the point is the 1-250 or 1-260 leveling experience. It kind of defeats the purpose. The WoW token, I'm sure this is probably a programming and development issue. I would say keep that, but here again, back in vanilla WoW, 20 to 40,000 gold is probably unheard of, and having the money to actually buy one would probably be a little outlandish. But I don't see any reason why you couldn't pay for the token on a regular WoW character and be able to access the pristine content on a different character altogether. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but the WoW token should be an account thing and not necessarily a server thing. That's kind of where I'm going with that. Okay. One other note. We've recently been in contact with some of the folks who operated Nostalrius. They obviously care deeply about the game, and we look forward to more conversations with them in the coming weeks. That to me is very encouraging. That gives me a little bit of hope that there may be a positive resolution to this, in the future, not today or tomorrow, obviously, but maybe down the road, there might be an announcement, say at BlizzCon, of something that they have in the works to go ahead and move forward with a pristine server or some sort of legacy server, or heck, even a ladder server kind of a thing that they have going in Diablo 3. That would be wonderful in my opinion. Alright, to close, you, the Blizzard community, are the most dedicated, passionate players out there. We thank you for your constructive thoughts and suggestions. We are listening. And that's where it ends. But basically, to parse what Jail on Brack is saying, basically they're just playing a listening and biding their time game. They want to keep their options open. They don't want to piss people off, but at the same time, they don't want to get trampled. And who knows? Maybe down the road, we will be able to play Vanilla WoW. This is Dartt. Thank you for you guys for all of your support. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment below, and good luck in all your gaming endeavors.